voice of God. Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin the program in just a few minutes. Please take your seats.
Check, check. There we go. Brothers and esteemed guests, thank you for being here tonight. If you haven't yet, please find your seat. This is going to be a fantastic evening. If you've not been here before, you are in for a treat. It is something to celebrate, and it's really fun to hear all the success that these guys are doing out in the community. Just a reminder, we're going to go live here in just a second, so people will be joining us from all over the world, hopefully. But until then, please enjoy your evening. Thank you.
To bind men together in a brotherhood based upon eternal and immutable principles, where the bond is strong as right itself and as lasting as humanity. To know no north, no south, no east, no west, but to know man is man.
Teach that true men the world over should stand together and contend for the supremacy of good over evil.
Teach not politics, but morals. Foster not partisanship, the recognition of true merit wherever found.
To have no narrower limits within which to work together for the elevation of man than the outlines of the world.
These are the thoughts and hopes uppermost in the minds of the founders of the Alpha Tau Omega Fraternity. Otisson Glazebrook, 1880.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and guests, welcome to the beautiful Los Ventana Canyon Resort and the 2024 Alpha Tau Omega 86th Congress Awards celebration. Tonight, we honor chapters and brothers who have demonstrated commitment and excellence. Our theme of love and respect will be highlighted throughout the evening as we recognize ATO Foundation Scholarship winners, the 2024 Thomas Arkle Clark honorees, award-winning signature events, the National President's Award, and True Merit. Please welcome our Master of Ceremonies for tonight's celebration, Alpha Tau Omega Chief Executive Officer, Win Smiley.
Welcome, everybody, and welcome to all our guests watching online from time zones all around the world. We're going to have a great night tonight. It's great to be in Tucson and great to be celebrating ATO chapter and individual ATO successes. So an early congratulations for everyone this weekend. We've had a great weekend. A lot of chapter leaders have, I hope, learned a lot. I think that's true, and also have taught a lot in sharing their best practices with other chapters. So before we get started, I want to welcome and recognize some of our honored guests. First, a little over an hour and a half ago, we initiated our newest brother into the fraternity. So would you help me congratulate ATO's newest brother, Bobby Pan-Zenbeck. Earlier today, the Foundation Board of Governors had a quick meeting, and I announced this to the chapter presidents, but because of the success of the foundation, we were able to cut in half the conference fees for the 24-25 academic year that get charged to the chapters, thanks to very generous alumni, ATO alumni and friends of ATO, and their gifts through the foundation. And I'd like to recognize the Foundation Board of Governors and Chairman Jerry Papazian. Would you please stand and be recognized? We have several members of local chapter boards of trustees who have been here throughout the weekend. They had a pretty full schedule. I know they went through Men of Destiny this afternoon with Dave Rodriguez, and so I'd like to recognize their hard volunteer work. Members of boards of trustees, please rise and be recognized. Thank you for your service. Today at lunch and after lunch, the Fraternity Board of Directors and National Officers had the opportunity to talk with chapter presidents, and actually all undergraduates who are here. We asked several questions based on a climate survey that we do with undergraduates every year, and got great insight from undergraduates in terms of what's happening, the dynamics on campus and in their chapters. And so would like to thank and recognize the Fraternity Board of Directors, National Officers, General Counsel, and National President Jeff Miles. Please stand to be recognized. And finally, why most of us in this room do this, want to certainly recognize those leaders on the front line. So will all chapter vice presidents and presidents stand up to be recognized for your good work? Thank you, men. So we're going to start off the evening with a couple of awards, and so if I could ask Jeff to come up here, and Andres, we're going to look at the Signature Event Awards, both Good Samaritan, which measures service hours, and the Ross Impact Award, which looks at dollars raised. And so there he is. Jeff is coming up. So when your name gets called, come on up to the stage, and we will present you with some well-deserved hardware. So the Good Samaritan Elevate Award, this award recognizes chapters for exemplary achievement in fostering a spirit of service to others through a well-conceived and implemented chapter social service program signature event. The 2024 National Honorable Mention Award winner, the University of Baylor, Theta Nu, the Bears. Come on up. Theta Nu volunteered more than 3,300 hours during the year. The chapter participated in the Steppin' Out event this year, aimed at helping local food banks, helping the homeless, cleaning up the campus and the town of Waco. The brothers averaged about 30 hours per brother over the academic year. Our next honorable mention award-winning chapter, please help me congratulate the University of Alabama in Huntsville, Theta Pi, the Chargers. The chapter managed to accumulate more than 3,400 hours this year. Theta Pi had the second highest average service hours per member of any ATO chapter, with a little more than 40 hours per man. Members of Theta Pi earned their hours by volunteering at multiple local churches, serving as volunteers for camps, assisting various student organizations around UHS campus, and working with local homeless shelters, among the numerous other philanthropic ventures throughout the year. Here we go. Our national runner-up. Please help me congratulate Samford University, Caparot, the Bulldogs. Brothers obtained service hours by cleaning at Manufactured Good, helping at the Love Ladies Center, serving at local food shelters and schools. The Brothers of Caparrow put in just over 3,900 service hours for the year. The chapter holds service days multiple times a semester. For the chapter, will spend 12 hours solely dedicated to service. Congratulations, Sanford. And finally, our Good Samaritan Elevate Award national winner, Alpha Epsilon, Auburn University, the Tigers. Brothers are members of 5 different service-based honor societies and 3 different church service programs. With just more than 4,000 hours served, Alpha Epsilon continued its efforts to support its various philanthropies, which include the East Alabama Food Bank, Boys and Girls Club of East Alabama, Young Life Christians, and various local organizations. New members volunteer every week at different organizations to find the service opportunities they enjoy most. Congratulations, Alpha Epsilon. So now we're moving to the Erskine Mayo Ross Impact Award. This recognizes dollars raised. So the National Honorable Mention Award goes to Beta Delta, University of Alabama, the Crimson Tide. Their annual Crawfish for a Cure event in partnership with Zeta Tau Alpha raised more than $68,000 to go toward breast cancer awareness. Beta Delta held their 4th annual ALS Open with proceeds benefiting Alabama ALS Foundation, Team Gleason, and the Tanner Foundation. The golf tournament raised approximately $25,000, and in total, the Brothers of Beta Delta donated more than $109,000 to various philanthropies throughout the year. Congratulations, Alabama. Our next honorable mention award winner, Alpha Beta, the University of Georgia, the Bulldogs. They were able to hold their 10th annual Taw Tug Signature event, which raised more than $113,000. The event was sponsored by Red Bull, a local company. The brothers raised money for Relay for Life Children's Health Care of Atlanta through campus events, totaling around $15,000 on top of their annual signature event. Here they come. Congratulations. Our national runner-up for the Erskine Mayo Ross Impact Award, help me congratulate the University of Alabama in Huntsville, Theta Pi, the Chargers. Theta Pi's signature event, the 15th round of Battle of the Buffaloes, set a record this year as the chapter managed to raise more than $110,000. The brothers donated proceeds from Battle of the Buffalo this year to the Hudson Alpha Institute for Biotechnology and the Russell Hill Carrier Foundation. The chapter hosted 2 other events, the Auto Emporium and the Bill Halem Memorial Golf Tournament, with both events bringing in a total of $22,000. Collectively, the chapter donated just over $132,000. And finally, the national winner, Penn State University, Gamma Omega, the Nittany Lions. Thon was once again a historic weekend in Happy Valley. This year, the school record, $16,955,683 was raised to support the discovery of a cure for childhood cancer. The Brothers of Gamma Omega continue to be one of the cornerstones of philanthropy, both on campus and among ATO chapters. The chapter raised more than $225,000 this year for Penn State Thon, including their partnership with Zeta Tau Alpha. The duo broke the Thon fundraising record by collectively raising just more than $510.5 million for charity. Gamma Omega chapter has been the top Greek fundraising organization at Penn State Thon for the past 28 years. So congratulations, Penn State. So before we go to dinner, you'll notice that the wheel is flashing. It's calling me. So for those of you who have just joined us, we have been having some fun with calling chapters up for various reasons to take a spin at the wheel. And we have prizes on the wheel. We've given away some great prizes. We've added a couple of new ones that the undergraduates have not heard about. I think there are two jeweled badges that are up on the prize board. So here's how we're picking tonight. Chapters that began their fired up recruitment certification while in Tucson, and so we picked a few of those. So representatives from southern Mississippi, Illinois, and Maine, come on up and let's spin the wheel.
So this week it's been learned a ton, especially about Chapter Builder. My chapter, even though our IFC pays for it, we haven't really used it. And then listening to everyone talk about Chapter Builder, how much it's helped their chapters, me and the people I came with, we kind of sat down last night. It's like, yeah, this is probably something we absolutely need to use. Just using this one tool could help us increase our class size by 10 to 15 guys minimum. So Chapter Builder definitely, it's something that we're gonna implement this year.
Great. Come spin the wheel.
Hey guys, we're from the University of Maine. We're coming off a pretty good recruitment year, and we're just kind of looking to continue that and just get it better every single year. So when I heard about Fired Up this weekend, it's not really something that we've taken advantage of in the past, but just listening to them talk about it and how helpful that could be, I just sent a text out to my brothers and sent the link out and gave them a little incentive, fill this out, complete this, and show me a screenshot or whatever, and I'll figure out some sort of incentive. So hopefully we can just get our whole chapter certified on Fired Up and just can kind of continue our success in the future and keep growing.
Great, thank you. Cool. Spin the wheel. Charm, maybe. So, Jackson, I've got a microphone now. What stood out this weekend for you?
So we have a very young chapter. A lot of the guys that are really wanting to contribute in terms of recruiting, they're very young. A lot of them are freshmen and sophomores, and all of our veteran presence has graduated. So I never knew how to use Chapter Builder, and coming in this weekend, seeing how effective it was, hearing stories from other chapters, I decided to meet with some of the people in charge of recruiting and said, hey, how can we get plugged in? And I was blown away just by how awesome Nationals was with supporting that, and I'm excited to see what we do in the future.
Okay, let her rip. Hopefully you won't get coffee, but we can't promise anything. That's a good way to end it. Thank you, everybody. Let me call up Comforted and the ATO Choir. Take it down. Comforted, United, it's a little bit of a audible. And the ATO Choir, so Comforted is going to say a couple of words of wisdom, have an invocation bless this evening, ask for God's blessing, and then the ATO Choir will lead us in ATO Grace.
Well, thank you all so much for the choir. So yo, ATO. It says here I'm going to do a devotion. Not going to take that much time, But the word devotion in English comes from a Latin verb, devovere. And we just went through an initiation, and listen to this, and it does seem it just strikes me as what we've just done. It means act of consecrating by a vow. Those of you who understand what I'm saying. It talks about loyalty, fealty, allegiance. When we live out the creed, we're living out devotion to each other and devotion in our individual faith. Some of you guys heard me say today that a man of faith is stronger than a man without faith. To live in the strength of our devotion to the fraternity, to God, to our brothers each. Some of us have been doing this a long, long time. It's an honor, especially to see some of the faces in these close tables that I've had the privilege of knowing 15, 20, 25 years through ATO's devotion to immutable principles. Father God, that you'd bless this time, food, conversation, that we seek to honor you in all we say and do, especially in our brotherhood. Each time we come together, we ask you to bless our brotherhood. Do bless our brotherhood this night, each of us individually, drawing us together, drawing us to you through Jesus and in the power of the Holy Spirit. Choir. Amen.
if the choir could please return to the front. Please return to the front if you're in the choir. Thank you. And if you're a female guest of our fraternity tonight, we would love it if you would stand up and a staff member has something they would like to present you with, and we're going to sing for you.
There's only one who can stand.
How's dinner, everybody? Some applause. Yes, how is the choir? That's a better question. Thank you, choir. So it is the part of the program that I have the pleasure of introducing the national president. And this year, because Jeff just finished his first term as national president, the first time we've known each other for a long time, but we had never worked in how we've worked together the last couple of years as national president, chairman of the board, and in my position. And it has, in a word, been a pleasure for a whole host of reasons. Jeff's passion for the fraternity is very strong, and I'm sure that you will hear that in a few minutes when he has the opportunity to talk about what ATO is doing and his leadership and the board's leadership with ATO. But it's not just as national president. He has been, and not just at the National Fraternity, he's been a very strong advocate for ATO at the local level, housing corporation level, with the local chapter, alumni. If you ever watch coverage of Washington games, sometimes you will see the Huskies, sometimes you will see Jeff and ATO brothers, because they have a pretty famous, I don't even know, what do you call it, Jeff? What are you cooking? The Canine Express. Who would not want to be there? And so anyway, he's been on national television with his ATO chapter mates a few times on the Canine Express. And he is not just with Washington, but has friends from many other chapters in the country. He has served on the foundation board. He has obviously served on the fraternity board prior to becoming national president. And because of his passion, it has and continues to be an absolute pleasure to work with him from my standpoint. He has got great ideas, and it's very easy to get a hold of Jeff and talk about what ATO is doing, what we could be doing, and as I say, a pleasure to be able to continue to work with him for the next 2 years. So please help me once again welcome, as a newly re-elected national president, Jeff Miles.
Good evening. I may use these occasionally. It's gotten to be that bad. I'm sorry. The first thing I want to do is say how thankful I am for all the help that we have doing this wonderful job of providing a brotherhood that continues on and on into the future. For starters, the Foundation Board of Governors, I know we've recognized all these people, but I'm going to do it again. Foundation Board of Governors has given to the extent where the registration fees for the undergraduates who are in the room tonight are 50% lower than they would have been a year ago. So, nice job. It's really helpful to get these guys here. That's your donations in action. There's Board of Trustees, there's local volunteers who have taken time to come here with their chapters from across the country, Board of Trustees members, those guys, unsung heroes of the fraternity. They're on the ground, chapter advisors, they're the ones that go to chapter on Monday nights in whatever city they are in and talk to the guys and provide that on-the-ground leadership that they won't get any other place. I mean, the National Fraternity cannot provide that kind of level of volunteerism, and that comes locally, and those guys are totally unsung heroes in my book. So, and some of them are here tonight. Thank you for coming. There's one former national president. I wish there were more. If you guys are watching, please come next time. Miles is the only one here, and this is torturing me, okay? Miles, thanks for coming. There's a couple of national officers, emeriti, I think is the plural. Bill and Coble are here. These are officers, national officers who served at least 25 years, and as Bill will point out, and we heard earlier today, it's 50 years for Bill, but almost 50 years. What's the exact number, Bill? I don't know. You can correct me, but... And then there's a whole slew of current national officers, which I think, Coble, you still qualify as a national officer currently, don't you? Yeah, so you're still serving, so you could outpace Bill here. Just keep at it. And the board of directors, which are like a family for me. These are the guys that I don't know how to describe it. They're a second chapter. They're like a second pledge class. We're very close, and they're wonderful people. And they also come, instead of with flaky girlfriends like they did when we were 18, they come with lovely, beautiful wives, intelligent people that are fun to talk to. So it's a great honor to serve with them. Lastly, I want to thank my family for coming. My two sons, Robert and Matthew, are here, and my lovely wife, Kari, is here. And thank you for supporting me through all this craziness. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it without you. Thank you. Okay, we're going to give away a couple of, speaking of board of directors, the hard part of this job is they become like family, and then there's term limits. I'm like, ugh. So every 2 years, somebody's leaving, and this year is no exception. And this year, two of the finest board members ever to walk the face of the earth are stepping down as their term limits expire. So we've got a little bit of hardware and a thank you for them. The first one, Spencer Caperton, who is rolling off and going directly onto the foundation board. Spencer, could you come up here? Kevin. Apparently Kevin just left to get on a plane. Could wait 5 minutes? Okay, yeah, baseball game tomorrow. Okay, all right. He's got little kids, I get it. All right, well, Kevin Kite also has hardware up here, which I guess he'll get sometime in the future. He was also a fantastic board member who is going to continue in his role as National Secretary, so he'll still be around, luckily, thankfully for me, so I don't have to say goodbye to somebody. And Bob O'Neill is stepping down, rolling off, whatever we want to call it, our National Chancellor. And Bob's been a close friend for a long time. He was a board member for many years and has been our National Chancellor for how many years? About 6 years, yeah. And so he's got grandkids and other stuff going on, and so he is going to step down as the Chancellor, and we will miss him. He is not here tonight as well. So thank you, Bob, if you're watching. So I wanted to share with you a story that I often heard from one of my, I didn't know he was my mentor at the time. He seemed like the guy who was not my adversary, but when I was president of the House, when I was an undergraduate, he was the alumni guy who was often in my grill about stuff. You got to clean up the house. When there's people coming over, you got to clean, you got to do this, but he was also the guy who suggested that I stay involved when I finish, and he said you should be a chapter advisor, and you should do this, and you should do that. So I wanted to relate one of the stories that he often told me, because he was I don't know the exact relationship, but he was friends with his neighbor who happened to have some relationship to the university through his life. And the story that he told me, I was amazed by, because after hearing that story so many times, I read a book and watched a movie that was the story that included this. So I wanted to share with you what I heard from him early on. This is the story of Joe Rance. You'll probably catch, some of you will catch on to who this is as I tell this, but this is a guy who was born during World War I. And the connection here is the ATO chapter at the University of Washington was started in 1906, and there were some ATOs that were very heavily involved with the sporting, in the sports department, in the athletic department, or whatever it was called then. It wasn't the athletic department of today, but it was there was a good connection there, and that continued through the 1950s. Anyway, this Joe Rance was born during World War I. He had an older brother, and when he was 4, this was in eastern Washington, in Spokane, his mother died of lung cancer. So he was 4 years old. He never really had a memory of his mom, but he remembered like flashes of her, and that's all he could say. But his dad was so devastated that he sent the boys. I'm not sure if he sent the older one or not, but he may have been old enough to be on his own. But he sent Joe back east to live with family. And so immediately his mom dies, and then he's separated from his father, living with family. And it was a couple years later, his father had moved to Canada, remarried a woman named Thula, who had children as well as she would have further children with Joe's dad. So they sent for Joe, and he was reunited with his father and lived with him. This is about age 10, but Thula never liked Joe. It wasn't a good relationship, and at one point he got into a fight with his younger siblings, and Thula said, "That's it, he can't live here anymore." And so his father had a deal with the schoolmaster. It was a one-room schoolhouse, and they said, "Well, Joe can stay here in the schoolhouse, but he's going to need to split logs and keep the fire going 24 hours a day." So that's the trade. And so at age 10, Joe was basically living on his own. And this went on for a few months, and finally he was allowed to come back home. And this is right about the time the Great Depression was starting. And so he continued, he continued to go to school and try to be the best son he could be to his father. The problem was that the Depression was sapping all the economic energy out of everything that his father could do. And so one day he came home from school, and the whole family was packed up in the car. He was about 13 years old, and the whole family's packed in the car, and they're leaving. And his stuff isn't in the car. And they had to tell him, his dad said, I can't feed you. So I can barely feed these other kids, so I can't feed you. You need to stay here. And so at age 13, then he's in northwestern Washington, and he's on his own. He still continued to go to school. The public school system still had that, but he was the rest of the time he was bootlegging liquor and hunting to survive. And it was a couple years after that his older brother who lived in Seattle sent for him, and he moved to Seattle and continued to go to school. Amazingly, I don't know how that's the part of the story that never made any sense. Like, what kid lives on his own and wants to go to school? But at age, so he was 15, 16, 17, he went to Roosevelt High School in Seattle, and that's where he was noticed by the UW crew coach. Crew in the 1930s was big time stuff. This is bigger than football. It was the sport, that and boxing were the big sports in the country, and there wasn't anything close. So he was, and this guy, Al, what was his name? Al Ulbrichtson. Thank you. Ulbrichtson noticed him. He's recruiting for the UW crew team, and he sees this big strapping guy who's been hunting and cutting logs and hauling digging ditches, doing whatever he needs to do to survive. And so this is a 17-year-old kid that his upper body is huge. And so Al sees him at the high school and says, hey, would you like to try out for the crew team? And Joe had no interest in crew or anything else, but in those days, there was no athletic scholarship, so the deal was if you made the team, you got 4 meals a day, because they're burning calories like crazy, and so they would feed these kids 4 times a day, and to Joe that was like manna from heaven. It's like, okay, if I can make the team, I can get 4 free meals a day, and they would arrange for the kids to get a job so that they could pay the tuition. Wasn't tuition like it is today, but it was tuition. You still had to live, and so it was the best deal ever. And this kid lived on his own. He making the team, natural athlete, big strong guy like that. He had no problem making the team. His problem came when their freshman boat was great. It was after that Joe didn't work well with being abandoned. He never trusted anybody. He didn't have any friends like you would have on a team, and so he had real troubles in an 8-man crew boat with a coxswain. It's getting in a stroke is almost impossible, and when they do it, it's magic, and those boats go 10 times faster than they would ever go. So they need to work together. They have to be like a harmonious team and to work and to make it even function. And he couldn't do that part. So even though he was a fantastic rower, he wasn't. And so he was going to quit. And it was George Pocock, who is the maker of crew boats. You probably are. Those of you who've seen the movie are recognizing the story. Joe Pocock was, he'd make these fantastic boats out of wood. And he always talked about, I want to get this right, the wood fibers in his boats. They're like people. They bend and they bounce back and they yield, and they can become a new shape. But they're stronger. They're strong individually, but they're even more powerful when they're weaved together. And so he had Joe working on the boats, and he talked him through working as a team, and they got this real relationship where he began to trust somebody like a father figure, and that allowed him to learn to be a teammate. And this team, he made the varsity boat just because Al thought it would be, we'll try it out, and they put him in the water together, and it was amazing. And they went on to win the national championship, which in itself was a big deal, beating Cal and Harvard and Princeton and these great crew teams. And then a couple weeks later, they went on from there to win the USA trials for the Olympics. And then they went to the Olympics in 1936. And this is the boat that beat the Germans and the Italians and the British. And the Italian boat, those guys have been together for 20 years. The Germans have been training for 6 years, and that's all they had been doing. And the British boats these are Oxford and Cambridge crew teams, just fantastic teams. And these scraggly guys from the corner of the United States that nobody had ever heard of are out there killing them. And so they won the Olympic gold, and that's the story of the boys in the boat. And so when I heard that story, I'm like, wow, that. I saw the movie, I read the book, I'm like, that's a story that he was always telling me about. And I had used that story several times when we're talking to undergraduates about, like, guys, you have to decide whether you're going to be a victim or you're going to be a survivor. And Joe had decided at some point in his life that he was going to be a survivor. Turned that negative and just used that as motivation to persevere. And it was always inspiring for my chapter mates and I to hear those stories. So I'm encouraging you in the same lines to live your life regardless of the obstacles and take advantage of the blessings you're given. The fraternity offers so many blessings. I spend all weekend telling stories to people about, I know this person because of ATO, and I got this job because of ATO, and I have all these great friends. So you guys take advantage of this now and stay involved and be a part of ATO and pass this down. We just talked about this a couple hours ago. We should not keep these treasures to ourselves. So I encourage you to rush like you're bringing on the new guys, the next generation, and continue to build our brotherhood to even stronger heights. So on those lines, I have another award to give. This is the National President's Award. I get the honor to give out an award to a special ATO, and I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to just start to describe this person, and you're going to know who it is immediately, especially you people right down in front, because you're going to know that that the guy who served in the Special Forces in the late 60s in Vietnam was a special dude, a badass dude. And he used the GI Bill to go to the University of Central Florida. And he's here with us tonight. 1971 initiate of Ada Row. He was the worthy chaplain and the rush chairman. Worthy chaplain at that point. So your defining faith moment had happened before that? And so his story, he was a youth minister pursuing his faith, and he ran into another youth minister named Bruce O'Donohue, who's a former national president of ATO. He wasn't at that point, but he is now, from Florida, and they were roommates together. And the way Bruce tells it is he saw your ATO jersey and said, "Wait, are you an ATO?" And then they were fast friends from then on. You never know when you're going to find an ATO. Comforted went on to be ordained Seabury Western, 1979, as an Episcopal minister. A flock, I'm sure, I've never been in the church, but I'm sure your flock is as dedicated as we are to you. And a sister ministry in Honduras. So lots of stories about Comforted in Honduras doing lovely things with absolutely poor people who needed help. And he's doing God's calling. He will credit much of his success and happiness in life to Judy, Miss Judy, who's sitting next to him, his lovely wife. And his children and grandchildren also provide quite a bit of joy, I'm sure. Anyway, he was asked to speak at a regional conclave. We had, back before the current system, we had conclaves where kind of like President's Retreat mini in just regions, and you got asked to speak at one of those by Bruce, who needed something in last minute, and you blew everybody away, and pretty soon you were speaking at those all the time. And then 1998 came along, and we lost Father Jack, a longtime chaplain, worthy grand chaplain of the fraternity. And naturally, God provided us with the best available person to do this, and he's been doing it now 26 years, your worthy grand chaplain. And it's amazing. You've heard from him already tonight, but I hope you have a few more words for us, because I'd like to present you with the President's Award.
Dang, y'all. Y'all brought tears to my eyes. I usually start my story with, I didn't drop out of heaven into a collar. And let me tell you how I wound up here. Bruce and I met on a retreat weekend. He was 19. I think I'm 7 or 8 years older than him. And yeah, it was an ATO jersey. And the light was already out. We were bunking in the same room, didn't know each other. And going, dude, you're an ATO? Yeah, I'm an ATO too. All right, you know. And that's how the friendship started. It brought me here. 5 years before I was invited to be y'all's national chaplain, Miss Judy and I were in England on sabbatical. And we were in a parish, Anglican parish we'd never been in, about an hour and a half northwest of London. And this very posh English lady walked up to me and says, "Are you an American?" And I said, "Well, yes, ma'am, I am." She says, "I thought so. I saw you wearing an American flag." I was not. And she says, "God says to you that you shall have access and influence in young men's lives." And it had been prophesied to before, so I just said, "Thank you very much." Well, the next day she showed up and brought a little matchbox. Those of y'all who played with Hot Wheels and Matchbox, concrete truck, and they call them cement trucks. And she says, "This is to cement the vision till God brings it to fruition." I still got it. It's on a shelf. It's buggered up by children and grandchildren. 5 years later, Father Jack, who some of you long-timers remember, truly a prince of the church, passed. Went to his reward and glory, no doubt in my mind. And Bruce, having known me, invited me to come to, some of y'all might have been on that board, I think Chicago, and Miss Judy and I went. And the invitation was made, and I said use for two reasons. One was the prophecy, and the other was the Carver model by which we govern. Extraordinary, extraordinary tool. And then Miss Judy says, "You can do it if it's fun." Because I was the senior pastor of a parish then. I wound up at ATO beginning through a friend of Miss Judy's going back to junior high as a TAW, and Tony Gentile's his name. And he told me how to go to school, because you're talking to a kid who was not the honor student, okay? And I said, "Tony, how do you do this, man?" We were in community college. He says, "You just keep up current to the day, and you'll be all right." And that's all I did. I just made sure everything was current to the day. Worked 3 jobs, drawing my GI Bill, too. Miss Judy was working full-time. I remember, any vets in here, you remember when your GI Bill started? Okay, some of y'all nodding your heads. We went crazy, y'all. We went out and bought 2 3-piece Kentucky Fried Chickens, a whole 6-pack of beer, and went to the drive-in. We went crazy with that big VA money. Some of y'all nodding your heads. And I know nothing from fraternities. I just knew that I was back to the world. Okay, some of y'all old guys know what that means. I was back to the world. The goal was get out of uniform and grow some hair. And ATO offered me some friends. In my pledge class, there were 6 or 8 of us who were vets. No, more than that, maybe 10 or 12, because 6 of us were married, and 2 of us had kids. Okay, you young guys, I was initiated when I was 25. Okay, and it created a whole vision for friendship and camaraderie and relationship that feeds me to this day. Within the past month, we had an event for a brother who had died. back from those days. ATO up to and including this weekend. Dave Rodriguez, I made notes on what he said the other night, y'all. Some of y'all coming and talking to me, the president of Ada Row, and some of you other guys from Stetson, just coming up and talking and saying, hey, feeds my soul to this day. And, my stars. This is an honor. And I'm going to, ATO is really mixed up with God stuff in my life, okay? Really mixed up in it. I became a Christian, committed Christian, been to a ton of church in my young life, but became a committed Christian my last year as an ATO. And Ada Row, I had 400 men in the student center holding hands, asking God to direct them to the right fraternity and a smoker. I don't know if you can do that anymore. So it's all blended together. And I'm just touched. Dang, y'all. I'm touched. Let me get to the bone on this. I liked everything I saw about ATO except the creed. Okay? Some of y'all want to understand this at all. I'm a Southern boy. I'm a Georgia boy. My family's from the swath between Atlanta and Savannah. Every suffering story in my family's history has to do with Yankees, okay? And that if we wanted to forgive them, that we wanted to be, you understand what I'm saying, Schuler? We wanted to be reunited with Yankees. And yet, as a Christian, I began to understand that those young men who had shot and killed other young men who had suffered significantly themselves, through the grace of God, because it's hard to forgive somebody that's been trying to kill you, through the grace of God, took the Alpha and the Omega and joined it by the taw of the cross. For you young men that don't understand this, we were actually founded as a reconciliation ministry. And that's why our creed says, no north, no south, no east, no west. ATO is a God thing, y'all. We standing right here is a God thing, y'all. Being married to Miss Judy, those of y'all that know her know I married way over my head, and it's a God thing, y'all. And so I'm saying thank you to all my brothers and the women who make them the men they are for this honor. Darling, you know how we got that little niche in the wall that we're going to here for someday? I want this in there with me, okay? This is a deal. I love and respect all my brothers.
Right.
Thank you, Comforted. The Thomas Arkle Clark honors are named after a man who would have absolutely resonated with what Comforted just said. Tommy Clark grew up on a farm outside of Champaign, Illinois, which is about 2 hours south of Chicago. He grew up poor and was able to go to the University of Illinois after he was a little bit older. He didn't go right after high school, but he excelled and in fact continued on in graduate school, eventually becoming a rhetoric professor at Illinois. And then, because he had a great reputation of engaging with students and especially undergraduate men, he was named the country's first Dean of Men at the University of Illinois, a position that he held for decades and developed a reputation that became nationwide. In fact, at one point he was in Chicago on business and he became ill and was in the hospital. And he received so many flowers from universities and colleges across the country that the hospital staff thought he was a member of the mob because he was getting so many flowers. Tommy Clark had great influence. In fact, the National Association of Student Personnel, NASPA, which is the Association of Vice Presidents for Deans across the country, he started that organization. And so truly someone who was well known within higher education. He also had high standards related to his expectations of undergraduate men, and in particular fraternity men. And he wrote a number of books, and if you read his books today about fraternity men, they would sound just like what someone would write about fraternity men today. He was very encouraging and very helpful, and talked about leadership and responsibility, but he also was not shy about taking people to task when they were out, what he would call carousing around, making fools of themselves. And he did not mince any words to his undergraduates. And at the same time, students, several examples of students didn't have enough money to get home for Thanksgiving or Christmas. He would buy their bus tickets so that they could go home and be with family. So just an outstanding ATO. He went on to become national president of the fraternity, and eventually this honor is named after him. We ask chapter presidents to nominate folks or to give us suggestions for someone in their chapter who should apply for the Thomas Arkle Clark Honors, and then we reach out to them based on those recommendations, and we get a number of just outstanding applications. There are 6 finalists. One is here tonight, and then there are actual honoree who Jeff will introduce in a moment. So first I want to go through the finalists. Garrett Willingham from the University of Alabama in Huntsville, Jared Ewell from Clemson, James Story from the University of Florida, Yash Johnny from Mercer, and Kyle Calvey from Bowling Green State University. I had conversations with each one of those. They would have loved to have been here tonight, but they couldn't make it. One finalist who could is Kyle Dawses from Oklahoma State University, and I'll just give you a little background on Kyle. He graduated from Oklahoma State with a 3.57, made the Dean's Honor Roll 4 times, the President's Honor Roll once, and received the OSU Academic Excellence Scholarship. While at OSU, he served in the chapter's president, philanthropy coordinator, and co-recruitment chairman. His leadership as philanthropy coordinator in 2022 helped drive a $10,000 fundraising effort and more than 1,000 community service hours. He also strengthened the relationship with their local philanthropy, Payne County Youth Services. As chapter president in 2023, he kept the chapter together during a transition year while the chapter house underwent a big renovation by planning weekly brotherhood events and keeping members engaged. Recently, Kyle accepted a job at Tektronix Industries as a field sales and marketing representative. His position is part of the TTI's leadership development program as he strives to move up to territory manager. Please help me congratulate Kyle Dawses, a finalist for the 2024 TAC winner. Kyle, come on up.
The 2024 Thomas Arkle Clark honoree exemplifies what it means to be servant-hearted. Last year, Grant Hirschbein donated his left kidney to his younger brother, Gavin. Since the age of 3, his little brother suffered from FSGS. The disease had not only caused seizures and kidney issues for Grant's younger brother, but it also caused end-stage renal failure again in 2022. When lab testing confirmed that he was a genetic match and healthy enough to donate his left kidney, Grant did not hesitate to come to his brother's aid. Today, his little brother is living life without any more of the pain and suffering that deprived him for so many years. Grant will tell you that doing this for his brother far outweighs any of his other awards and accomplishment, and rightly so. There aren't many better examples of virtue, truth, and love than laying yourself on an operating table for your brother. Still, Grant's service-hearted leadership has directly led some incredible achievements during his time at the Theta Pi chapter of the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Within 2 months of his initiation, Grant was nominated to serve as the deputy director of the Battle of the Buffalo, the chapter's annual charity chicken wing festival that raises money for cancer research and treatment. This is no small role. Every year, the event director is tasked with finding 20-plus restaurants and many chefs to volunteer to cook roughly 10,000 pounds of wings, not to mention securing other sponsorships, vendors, and all the other logistics. In 2023, the chapter raised $60,000. This year, with Grant as director of the Battle of the Buffalo, the chapter raised $112,000 to the Russell Hill Cancer Foundation. That's $172,000 raised for cancer research in Grant's 2 years of leading the event. Academically, Grant graduated summa cum laude in May from UAH with a 4.0 GPA. He made the president's list all 8 semesters, was the Brother of the Year for his chapter in 2023, a Distinguished Student Leader and Civic Engagement Award finalist this year, and was recently awarded both the Alabama School of Law Scholarship and the Cumberland School of Law Scholarship, more than $100,000 collectively. He will begin law school in the fall. Congressman Dale Strong, who awarded the Bronze Congressional Award to Grant in 2023, says to date, Grant has led the effort to raise over $183,000 excuse me, for various causes such as cancer treatment and finding forever homes for foster children. He epitomizes the values and characteristics of scholarship, leadership, service, and character that this award recognizes. Huntsville Mayor Tommy Battle says, I have had the privilege to witness Grant's unique and exceptional contributions to our community. He has displayed an unwavering commitment to service and a desire to improve the lives of those around him. He has set an exceptional example of what servant leadership looks like. Congratulations to the 2024 Thomas Arkle Clark Award winner, Grant Hirschbein.
Thank you for that warm introduction. It is an honor to stand before you today to accept the Thomas Arkle Clark Award. Thomas Arkle Clark's contributions to our fraternity and society as a whole embody the values of leadership, scholarship, and brotherhood, 3 virtues I've always strived to advance. My ATO story began many years before I ever stepped foot onto my university campus. It began when I met Jacob Souter, my high school mentor and a member of the Theta Eta chapter at the University of North Alabama. Jacob is an exceptional leader and went out of his way to develop me throughout high school. What I didn't realize at the time, but now realize, is that the lessons about life and leadership he taught me were lessons he had learned during his time in ATO. Naturally, as I started at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, I trusted his advice when he said to rush ATO. 2.5 years ago, I joined the Theta Pi chapter at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Since joining, my chapter and I have continued to strive for excellence. During pledgeship, I led my pledge class of 6 men to raise $2,825 for Kids to Love, a local charity that helps foster children find their forever homes. I also had the distinct honor of leading our signature event, Battle of the Buffalo, for 2 years. For those who may not know, Battle of the Buffalo is a charity chicken wing festival that honors the loss of our beloved brother, Paul Salmon, who lost his fight to acute myeloid leukemia in 2007. The event raises funds for cancer research and treatment in his honor. During these 2 years, our chapter hosted an estimated 16,000 attendees in downtown Huntsville, where we served 21,000 pounds of chicken wings. In total, we donated $172,000 to local cancer research and treatment. In addition to our philanthropic efforts, my chapter has cultivated meaningful relationships within our community. I'm often told that the impact our chapter has had in the Huntsville area is recognized and appreciated by the likes of Mayor Battle, Congressman Strong, and many other local and national leaders. I attribute much of this success to one of ATO's greatest lessons, to build meaningful relationships. When you focus on building relationships, you have the opportunity to change lives. It was through the relationships I had built in the fraternity that I was able to face one of the most difficult moments of my personal life. As mentioned earlier, my younger brother Gavin entered into end-stage kidney failure at the end of 2022. Gavin was diagnosed with FSGS at 3.5 years old. FSGS is a disease that causes the tissues in your kidney to scar over, causing your body to spill out needed protein rather than unneeded waste. My family was no stranger to his health challenges, having previously gone through a cadaver kidney donation 8 years ago, but the 8 years prior to 2022 had been relatively normal. On the first day of 2023, I found myself in the medical ICU at Huntsville Hospital with my unresponsive brother. It was at this moment of concern and despair that I decided to begin the process of testing to become a living kidney donor. After many months of genetic testing, lab work, CT scans, Vanderbilt University Medical Center determined that I was a suitable kidney donor. On June 20th, 2023, I underwent a donor nephrectomy of my left kidney. My first surgery, I might add. I was very nervous. The kidney was transplanted into Gavin. Thankfully, my brother's body immediately accepted the kidney, and his disease has not returned since. He and I have recovered well and have returned to our normal lives. I know that this donation was only made possible by my faith in God, my reliance on my fraternal brothers, and my supporting family. If there's one thing you can take away from my story, I hope it is this: the impact you have on others supersedes any position or title you will ever have. Being elected to the highest positions of your chapter is meaningful, but at the end of the day, impact is more important than title. As you return to your respective campuses over the next few weeks, I encourage you to find new ways to serve your brothers, your school, your family, and your community. Before I finish, I would be remiss not to thank those who have helped me achieve this great honor. Thank you to Patrick Doolin, Jacob Padgett, and Cadis Ammons for encouraging me to apply for this award. Thank you to my Battle of the Buffalo committee heads who sacrificed thousands of collective hours, fielded endless phone calls and emails for me, and helped bring the vision of Battle of the Buffalo to fruition. Lastly, thank you to the active and alumni members of Theta Pi who have been there for me every step of the way. On Monday, I will begin my next chapter, law school at the University of Alabama School of Law. I am confident that my time in ATO has prepared me well for the next journey, and I look forward to continuing to see how ATO will benefit my life in the future. Thank you for your time, and thank you for this honor.
So Grant, you can put that down and turn around and come right back up. This is a first, actually, for a TAC honor. ATO gives out an award called the Courage and Honor Award. We've also this weekend we've given two, and it really recognizes ATO undergraduates who have shown courage in their leadership and their personal decisions that brings honor not only to them but to their chapter and with their chapter mates. And so, Grant, it's my pleasure to present you for all the reasons that Jeff and you talked about with the 2024 Courage and Honor Award. Okay, so I think some of you have found the coffee, so congratulations on that. As we continue on, feel free to go. We're getting into, let me get my notes, the program. We are moving into, of course, the True Merit Honorable Mention category. So chapters that win True Merit Honorable Mention do a lot of things right. And some chapters that receive it are a little disappointed because they were hoping for True Merit, and some chapters that receive it, it is an encouragement to them as they are moving to a stronger chapter. So regardless, it is an honor. It does take work to become True Merit Honorable Mention. So what's going to happen, we've got John Millspaw is over here like we did yesterday afternoon. Miles is over here. Are you going to move those tables out? And Jeff will be here, and I will read True Merit Honorable Mention chapters by table, and I'll give a couple of bullet points for why these chapters are True Merit Honorable Mention. So as soon as it looks like we're about ready, Ryan, can you move that table out that way so we don't have congestion up in front of this stage is so big I have deemed it the aircraft carrier stage. It is the by far largest Congress stage we have had. It's like I need a telephone to talk to whoever is at the end of the stage. Anyway, okay, so here we go. True Merit Honorable Mention, table 1 is that way. Table 1, stage right. Colorado School of Mines, Epsilon Alpha, they're recruited above their recruitment goal. Yes, go ahead and applaud. I think we need some music too, thank you. Recruited above their recruitment goal by focusing on starting before the semester and utilizing pipelines of student orgs, brothers that are through their chapter signature event. Table 1, True Merit Honorable Mention, College of William and Mary, Kappa Kappa, the Tribe. Raised more than $15,000 in support of suicide prevention through their signature event, Out of the Darkness Walk. Build a partnership with a local church to lead joint Bible studies at the chapter house for brothers who wanted more faith-based engagement. Table 2 with Jeff, Wooster Poly, Gamma Sigma, the engineers, congratulations. The chapter implemented an alumni mentorship program focused on connecting undergrads with alumni in the career fields they are pursuing. This year they served 406 hours in their community, mainly through their connection with a local neighborhood association around the chapter house. Table 2, congratulations to Vanderbilt, Beta Pi, the Commodores. Started using Chapter Builder to have a better success in recruitment. Chapter has men in multiple leadership positions on campus, including IFC Executive Board and the president of Lights on Our Lawn, one of the top student orgs on campus. Table 3 with John, University of Alabama at Birmingham, Theta Phi, the Blazers. Chapter was named the top philanthropic organization on campus, raising 23% of all student organization philanthropic dollars. Host Taw Tuesdays as part of their 265 recruitment program, where they set up tables at the heart of campus and give out free water or snacks. Table 3, University of Central Florida, Ada Row, the Knights. Raised more than $21,000 in donations, with $10,000 of that coming from their signature event that supports Operation 300, an organization to provide for families of fallen military servicemen and women. They're named Chapter of the Year by their IFC community. Back to Table 1, Adrian College, Alpha Mu, the Bulldogs. They raised $10,000 for their signature event, Tour de Taw, benefiting the American Parkinson's Disease Association. Won Campus Chapter of the Year for the 3rd consecutive year. The chapter led their community with a 3.7 cumulative GPA, and 90% of brothers are involved in at least one other student org on campus. Georgia College and State University, Kappa Omega, the Bobcats. Won 8 straight Greek Week titles, recognizing excellence in philanthropic events, campus involvement, and academics. Increased their engagement with Chapter Builder, which led to recruiting 40 new members. Table 2, University of Maine, Beta Upsilon, the Black Bears. Have a mandatory 2-club system. Brothers must actively participate in at least 2 campus clubs and organizations. Hosted a community concert, Rock the Taws, featuring a local band to raise money for the Bangor Humane Society. Table 3, Middle Tennessee State, Ada Nu, the Blue Raiders. By making Chapter Builder part of their ATO growth system, the chapter recruited their largest single pledge class in history, bringing in 41 men this past fall semester. The chapter raised $9,000 to their signature event, Greek Games. The event brought together campus fraternities and sororities to raise awareness and funds for Real Men Wear Pink, a breast cancer support organization. Table 3, University of West Florida, Ada Psi, the Agronauts. Used fired up certifications and dynamic recruitment techniques, the chapter to exceed their goal, and recruited 28 new members, highest IFC chapter GPA, and donated $22,000 to their partner Suicide Awareness Voices of Education. Back to table 1, University of Maryland, Epsilon Gamma, the Terrapins. ATOs took to their community by starting a neighborhood trash pickup program where they spent over 200 hours cleaning up the community. Their signature event, ATO Cella, a music concert, raised $4,200 for Fear to Freedom, an organization that provides educational programming to end sexual assault. Table 1, Florida Gulf Coast University, Lambda Alpha, the Eagles. Utilized the fired up recruitment certification to expand their recruitment techniques, raised $13,000 from year-round philanthropy events. Table 2, Northern Kentucky University, Theta Omega, the Norse. Raised $50,000 for St. Elizabeth's Women's Wellness Center. The chapter was #1 ranked on campus for community service hours, serving 1,900 hours to the community. Table 2, Georgia Institute of Technology, Beta Iota, the Yellow Jackets. One of the chapter's goals was to be more intentional about using Chapter Builder to recruit. Their effort worked as they brought in 22 new men this year. The chapter worked with alumni to create the Jacob Martin Memorial Scholarship in memory of their chapter brother. This will be awarded each year to support brothers with high scholastic achievement and commitment to community service. Table 2, University of Georgia, Alpha Beta, the Bulldogs. Added to their coach program by bringing in alumni to provide professional development workshops to both mentors and mentees. Brothers combined for a total of 1,100 community service hours through their decades-long partnership with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They raised $150,000 in 2024. This was an increase of almost 160% from the past 2 years. Table 3, Oklahoma State University, Epsilon Omicron, the Cowboys. They reestablished their older signature event, Gator Fest, a series of competitions and activations raising money for county youth. United Chapter Builder for 365 open recruitment, which led to 17 new members throughout the year. University of Alabama, Beta Delta, the Crimson Tide. Through 4 separate events, the chapter raised more than $100,000 and volunteers over 1,000 hours for their charity partners, engaged Chapter Builder and dynamic recruitment, which resulted in the recruitment of 57 new members. The chapter continued its focus on scholarship by ending the year with one of the highest IFC chapter GPAs. And finally, Table 3, Purdue University, Gamma Omicron, the Boilermakers. Chapter recruited 30 new members by implementing the use of Chapter Builder and recruitment workshops for its brothers. Raised almost $30,000 to their signature event, Try for Tim. This annual event is held to pay tribute to their late brother, Tim St. John. Congratulations to all of our True Merit Honorable Mention Award winners. So now, moving on to True Merit. And, oh, look at that. It magically appeared. So we're getting organized here in a second. Jeff, where are you? Oh, we need you, brother. So, true merit, as you heard, some of those bullet points were true merit honorable mention. You're like, wow, that's impressive. And for bullet points that we perhaps didn't read, that may have weighed the other way somehow, still, true merit honorable mention, many impressive things going on. True merit chapters, more so. And so, as we read through these, I think that it just, again, speaks to, these are volunteers, right? These are students who are volunteering because of their love for their chapter mates and ATO. And so even that alone, I think, speaks volumes. But the fact that the success that these chapters are having really demonstrates some incredible dedication. So let's get started with True Merit. We're ready? How many do we have? We have a lot of bowls up here, so we're going to move through this, baby. So our first 2024 True Merit chapter goes to Alpha Epsilon, Auburn University, the Tigers. This is their 15th True Merit Bowl. They recruited 57 new members, exceeding their chapter recruitment goal for the year. Accumulated a total of over 4,000 community service hours and raised over 10,000 for East Alabama boys and girls. Congratulations, Alpha Epsilon. Oh, let's see what's happening over here.
I want to thank the guys that couldn't come up here. Walton Wren, my vice president, John Stevens, the house manager, Colin Sims, new member educator, Lee Pearson, board of trustees chair. So thank you to these guys. It wouldn't be possible without them, and War Eagle, love and respect.
Please help me congratulate Kappa Chi, Westchester University, the Golden Rams, True Merit. This is their 5th True Merit Bowl. They raised $15,000 for the signature event more than doubled their recruitment goals for the spring semester by recruiting the largest class in campus history, starting the second signature event, 9/11 5K race. All persons benefited from
Start out by saying thank you, Spencer. Great semester. Riley, looking forward to this semester. Want to shout out our recruitment chair, Zach Lippincott, going 43 for 43 in the spring. Takes a lot of hard work. That doesn't happen overnight. Shout out our historian, Cole Campbell. Put a lot of hours into our True Merit report. Shout out Jimmy Ham, my chaplain, who's with me here today. And to the fellas back at Westchester, being the best chapter on campus doesn't happen overnight. Let's keep it up and have a great semester. Thank you.
Congratulations. Were you a recruitment chairman at one point? Oh. Our next True Merit chapter, please help me congratulate Alpha Omega, the University of Florida Gators. This is their 21st True Merit Bowl. They engaged chapter builders, part of their ATO growth system, leading to 40 new members this year. Raised $63,000 for their signature event. Casino items supported Advent Health and Orlando Cancer Research Division. Chapter Brothers totaled 2,050 community service hours, mainly through neighborhood cleanups and serving at a local nonprofit to build and deliver beds for children in Gainesville. Leading on campus, the chapter has 75% of its members involved in elite student organizations like Florida Blue Key, IFC, and Gator Athletics. Brother Trey Smack was honored as a semifinalist for the Lou Groza Award.
Just want to say thank you to all the brothers that made this possible. Thank you to my chaplain who's here with me, Reese Rosen. We're looking to continue this and keep going into a great year. Go Gators.
This is the 16th True Merit Bowl for the Ada Pi chapter, Clemson University, the Tigers. They began their year by hosting summer recruitment events to get ahead of fraternity rush and meet potential new members before school started, increase their community engagement by adopting a local highway and coordinating cleanups throughout the year, held a Bible study every Wednesday for chapter brothers looking to engage more in their faith. Congratulations, Zeta Pi.
Which has been a great success of our chapter, but it really has been a great year, and I'm really looking forward to getting the fall of 24 going. Go Tigers.
This is the second time they've come up here. Please help me congratulate Kennesaw State University. This is their second True Merit Bowl. Lambda Epsilon, the Owls. They've led their way in promoting their campus service hours software by getting more Greek organizations to start using it for tracking. Had the most campus service hours of any other fraternity on campus. Recruited 44 new members through their open recruitment, engaging more features of chapter building. Congratulations, Lambda Epsilon. Congratulations to Epsilon Kappa, Bowling Green State University, the Falcons. This is their fifth True Merit Bowl. They engaged in chapter builder into their ATO growth model by intentionally using the forms feature to help quickly gather information of potential members. Awarded the Public Good Event of the Year at the most recent campus award ceremony for their efforts in philanthropy and community service. Exceeded recruitment goals for fall and spring 2024. Congratulations, Epsilon Kappa.
Board and my new exec board and our old LC Brian Lawrence, all the boys back in Epsilon Kappa at Ohio. Couldn't do it without any of you guys. Let's keep working, keep grinding, keep showing why the Taws are always on top. Real Taws, baby.
Okay, wait, I've got a question. I got a question for you. So for folks that don't know your chapter, what's the impact of your chapter on you or on your brothers that you can describe? How does it impact you guys?
Yeah, I think our chapter at Bowling Green really has the brotherhood like no other. I was actually never planning on going to Bowling Green at all. I wasn't going to stay there at all, and then I joined the ATO guys. Really felt like I was part of something more, and I think those guys are something special in my life, and we make a great impact. So, love those guys. Love and respect.
Thank you. Our next True Merit Chapter Award-winning chapter, North Dakota State University, Epsilon Delta. This is their 17th True Merit Bowl. Making leadership part of their chapter DNA, ATO brothers held 2/3 of the IFC officer positions. They raised more than $60,000 for Down Home, a local organization to help the homeless with their secondary event, Freeze-a-thon. This NDSU. The chapter used crowd change to coordinate their signature. Congratulations, Epsilon Delta.
I just want to start off by thanking Spencer for all of his hard work, as well as Dayton Fiddler and Zach Brousseau for putting work into the chapter in the past. I want to thank Josh Rindles, my VP, all the guys back at NDSU who are currently watching, and then my exec board. And yeah, thank you.
Question for you. So you've won a few of these. So why does the chapter still continue to go after True Merit? What's that do for the chapter?
What it does for the chapter is it just gives guys motivation to not get complacent and just keep getting better every year and keep growing and doing more for the community.
Great answer. Thank you. Congratulations. This next chapter is no stranger to True Merit Bowls. Please help me congratulate Theta Nu, Baylor University, the Bears. This is their 17th True Merit Bowl. The chapter introduced the second signature event, Viking Week, a series of events held throughout a dedicated week. In its first year, they raised $17,000 to support COHO, an organization that addressed food insecurity in the community. On the the All-University Intramural Championship for top performance in athletics and sportsmanship. Congratulations, Theta Nu.
Well, just thank you everyone here. It's an honor to accept this award. I'm actually the vice president. My president didn't want to come up here and speak. He's a little afraid of public speaking. He said it was my honor to do this, but yeah. I'd like to thank the BOT back home. Spencer, you're the man. I'd also like to thank Jesus, my Lord and Savior. And, our chapter at Baylor, we live by pretty simple rules. Treat others how you want to be treated, and treat others like Jesus would.
Great. Congratulations. This chapter is getting a lot of credit this evening. University of Alabama in Huntsville, Theta Pi, the Chargers. This is their 32nd True Merit Bowl. They hosted community service Saturdays and philanthropy 101 informational sessions to showcase fraternity's values and commitments, offering insights to potential members, utilizes a 365 plan with primary open recruitment periods spanning from June to September and January to February. The objective is to gain interest, gather contact lists, and acquaint students about ATO throughout the year. This chapter was recognized with the Campus President's Cup for Outstanding Chapter of the Year. The president also took home a well-deserving IFC Greek Man of the Year. Congratulations, Theta Pi.
I'm very honored to accept this on behalf of my chapter. To all my brothers back home in Huntsville, thank you so much for all of your hard work. To our BOT, our alumni there, all the leaders, national leaders, Caleb DeBold, our old LC, thank you all.
So question, Battle of Buffalo, what's that do for the chapter? I mean, it's been going on a long time, but it is so famous in the city. I came one day and the Uber driver asked me where I was going, and if I was going to go to this wings thing. I mean, the Uber driver knew about it. So what's that do for the chapter?
Absolutely, it's a huge part of our culture. Guys that come in, want to rush, it's what sets us apart. It's what we are, and it gives us something to strive to. The seniors, it gives them something to be involved. They're never apathetic, and it's really become a core part of our identity.
Great. Thank you. Congratulations. Bob, if you're watching, you'll appreciate this. Congratulations to Gamma Theta, University of Nebraska, the Cornhuskers. This is their 31st True Merit Bowl. Making scholarship a priority, they were one of the top academic fraternities with 39 brothers above the 3.5. They also hold positions in order of merit. After devastating tornadoes hit eastern Nebraska, the chapter took the initiative to spend a weekend helping the building provide support for one of the most severely hit cities, raised more than $5,000 for multiple local nonprofits in the Lincoln area. Congratulations, Gamma Theta.
I just want to thank all my brothers back in Lincoln. Obviously, our old LC Spencer, he did a lot of work for us in the past year. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to get to work with Xavier now. And I also just want to shout out Alex Pullum and Jimmy Taylor for doing such a great job on the annual report. Go Big Red.
Congratulations. This will warm a couple of hearts in the room. Congratulations to Delta Psi, Ole Miss, the Rebels. This is their 17th True Merit Bowl. The chapter started a new program with other Greek organizations honoring those lost in 9/11 by delivering food to first responders and placing American flags around the community. With a base and leadership, the chapter continued development by having the most members on Order of Omega, an honorary society for the top students on campus.
William Trapani, our VP, Grayson Campion, who wrote our annual report, and Schuler Griffin for all of his support.
Great. So question for you. Your large chapter, going for True Merit, it can be hard. How do you keep guys motivated and focused and pulling for excellence in the chapter?
Just really incentivizing them and showing them the importance of what it means to be leaders on campus.
Great. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, moving along. Our next True Merit Award-winning chapter, please help me congratulate Gamma Upsilon, Iowa State University, the Cyclones. This is their 27th True Merit Bowl. The chapter utilized dynamic recruitment skills to recruit 48 men in the fall and 6 recruiting roles. Over the course of the academic year, brothers combined for 908 hours of service in the Ames area. Plan to be a crucial part of the chapter. They had 2 signatures
BOT for always pointing us in the right direction and giving us all the resources we need to be successful. And then I want to shout out the guys back home in Ames. This is a recognition of our continued hard work and success, and we continue to be recognized by it. Then I want to shout out our house director, Mr. Mike Kelly, for all that he does for us and keeping us in line, and we appreciate him more than he knows. So thank you. Shout out DVA. Love and respect.
Question for you, don't quite leave yet. So you've been consistent, this chapter's been consistently True Merit, has a presence on campus. How does your chapter impact campus, do you think?
We try to be as involved as we possibly can with stuff like homecoming and Greek Week. We pride ourselves in competing well in that and trying to take first place in everything we do for that.
Great, thank you. Congratulations. Here we go. Congratulations, Gamma Zeta, the University of Illinois, Fighting Illini. This is their 21st, fourth True Merit Bowl. Striving for excellence in recruitment chapter. That is not the Illinois Fight song, I'm sorry. Striving for excellence in recruitment, the chapter had 39 members become Fired Up certified using these skills to recruit 46 new members. Congratulations, I got it way later. Threw me off.
Keenan, who's here with me, my entire executive board back in Champaign, and especially to our great alumni, Scott Wagner, Jim Bremhorst. This really would not have been possible with all the work that they put in. And also Spencer for really sticking with us and having hope in us.
Great, congratulations. Our next True Merit Award-winning chapter, Troy University, Kappa Beta, the Trojans. This is their 17th True Merit Bowl. Their staple signature event, Walk Hard, raised $125,000. This 128-mile march raised money and awareness for Chief Sullivan's Wounded Warrior Outdoor Adventures. This year, they instituted an academic improvement program and an initiative to help give brothers tools to improve their academics. Congratulations, Kappa Beta.
I'm super proud of all the guys back home for all the work that they put in to get us here, and I'd like to shout out our secretary, Braden Hubble, for all the hard work that he puts into the annual report, and then my exec board and our board of trustees for all the help and effort that they give us.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Still quite a few bowls back there. Here we go. Washington and Jefferson College Alpha Pi, the presidents. This is their 20th True Merit Bowl. Chapter increased their minimum GPA for members attended year with the highest degree GPA. Developing its communication program with alumni brothers, the chapter finished in the top 5 in ATO Roadshow. Implementing chapter builder into their DNA, they were able to more than double their recruitment goal. Congratulations, Alpha Pi.
Hi, I'd like to thank everyone back home in the exec board. Thank our BOT. Specifically, I'd like to thank Chase Grinnell, who was the last president in the fall, setting us up there, and Mitch Kenny for a great annual report. Thank you guys, love and respect.
Oh, question, don't quite leave yet. So you guys raised more than $70,000. How does that motivate the chapter when you hit that kind of a goal?
Honestly, so it was kind of unexpected, so it motivates us in the future to make it happen again.
Great, congratulations. Congratulations to Zeta Zeta, Kent State University, the Golden Flashes. This is their 11th True Merit Bowl. Started a networking program by holding alumni events throughout the year to allow brothers to engage in various lessons taught by local professionals. The chapter created a mental health position to identify and find resources for brothers to use in their own mental health, raised more than $4,500 on hold for a cause benefiting 10 social services.
Executive board. They put in a lot of work to get here, so this really reflects that. Thank you to our amazing last president, Jack Lytell, and our BOT chairman, Ben Colby. To the entire chapter, I'm very proud of you guys. I can't wait to celebrate, and let's crush this next semester. Love and respect.
Here we go. Congratulations. Epsilon Zeta, LSU, the Tigers. This is their 6th True Merit Bowl. Received one of the highest star scores in Greek accreditation program in each chapter on their campus. Continued to maintain top 3 GPA fraternities, some of them have them since their return to campus. In 2017, signature event battle, they raised almost $53,000 for confetti kits, which helped those towards building a park in the local community.
I'd just like to say that I'm very proud and very grateful for our chapter. I'd like to thank my Vice President Bryce Wooderson and Lance Keller, who worked very hard on our annual report. I'd like to thank our Board of Trustees, specifically our alumni David Laxton, for making all this possible. Also our previous exec board.
Great. And so what do you think the value added for your guys at the chapters? What does ATO bring to their college experience?
I think that we try to be extremely active in our local community, which encourages our brothers.
Great. Thank you. Congratulations, Epsilon Zeta. These guys just are about ready to move into a new house. University of New Hampshire, Delta Delta, the Wildcats. This is their 6th True Merit Bowl. The chapter is recognized on campus as Chapter of Distinction, Top Philanthropy, Emerging Leader of the Year, Values-Based Recruitment, and Membership Education Program. Weekly devotions are held where brothers can be intentional about connecting and sharing about life while being supportive of each other. Congratulations. Delta Delta.
First say it's an honor to be up here and accept this award on behalf of Delta Delta chapter. A lot of hard work goes into it every year. Our past exec board, our current exec board, we wouldn't be here without our alumni. Their strong support for us. There's so many people to thank, but most importantly, all of our guys back home. This is a direct reflection of all the hard work, the commitment to our culture, and I couldn't be more proud to lead such a great group of men. And like Wynn said, this is a very important one for us. This huge momentum. In just a couple of weeks, we're going to be opening our brand new chapter house. So, we're building something special up in Durham, New Hampshire. Love and respect. Go Wildcats.
Congratulations. Here we go. Next True Merit Bowl goes to Gamma Rho, the University of Missouri Tigers. This is their 18th True Merit Bowl. They more than double their philanthropy donations, going from $13,000 to $25,000 through hosting multiple events throughout the year as part of their signature event program. Through active open recruitment and tracking studs profiles in Chapter Builder, the chapter increased their retention from 88% to 93% and hosted their 3rd annual DK Classic golf outing to support the memory of brother Drew King, who passed away in 2021.
Thank you, everyone. It's an honor to be up here and accept this award on behalf of my chapter. I'd like to thank James for coming out here with me, just all the guys on our exec, Jack Scanlon and the last exec, our Board of Trustees, Chuck Lynn helps us out a lot, Miss B back at home. Thanks to ATO Nationals for putting on this great weekend, and we're excited to get back to Columbia.
Great. Congratulations. How are we doing? Okay. Here we go. University of South Alabama, Kappa Sigma, the Jaguars. This is their 5th True Merit Bowl. They recruited 93% of their new members through open recruitment, raised $30,000 for their signature event, both benefiting the Gulf Coast organization, served 700 community hours in the local community, awarded the 2023 Dean's Cup, and award for their continued involvement on campus, which included having a brother elected as SGA president.
I'd like to thank every one of our brothers in the Kappa Sigma chapter of the Alpha Tau Omega fraternity, because without y'all, I would not be up here today being able to accept this incredible honor of an award. So thank you to all the guys in Mobile. Thank you to the previous exec board. Thank you to our current exec board. Thank you to CJ for making this trip out to Tucson. I know it was a lot of long flights, but we made it, and we brought home some hardware. Thank you.
Question. So you had 93% of your new members through open recruitment. Talk about that.
So what we like to do is we really like to prioritize summer recruitment. We get a lot of our guys before the fall semester even starts. So we bring in as many guys to the summer events as we possibly can. And last year we had about 12 to 15 in the summer, and this year we've brought in 30 in the summer. So we're really expecting a huge pledge class this time, and it's only up from here.
Great, thank you. Congratulations. Okay, I caused a little bit of a car wreck up here and probably back in the booth too because I skipped a chapter, so that just throws off, it's like dominoes. So I'm going back, guys, to pick this up. So, congratulations to Alpha Zeta Mercer University, the Bears. This is their 16th Premier Bowl. They received the Chapter of Excellence Award from campus for overall fraternity operations. This included top awards in scholarship, recruitment, and philanthropy. Continued their ATO fall class in baseball that partnered with the ATO chapter at Georgia College, where they raised $7,000 in charity donations. The chapter had the top fraternity GPA for the year with 21 brothers making the means. Congratulations, Alpha Zeta.
Always striving for shared excellence. We've faced extreme adversity in our past 2 years, and so this one means so much more. Shout out to the guys back home. Thank you to my Vice President, Justin Quinnett. Thank you to Xander McAteer, our historian. Thank you to our Board of Trustees, the National Fraternity, and our previous and current exec board. Love and respect. Thank y'all.
Congratulations. Moving out west, Oregon State University, Alpha Sigma, the Beavers. This is their 5th Premier Bowl. Campus involvement runs in the chapter DNA with 100% of members being involved in other campus organizations. The involvement included having a brother be recognized as campus upperclassman of the year when the 2023 Interfraternal Can Food Drive by coming together the chapter to collect and donate the most cans and bottles for the local food pantry. Congratulations to Alpha Sigma.
Yeah, I just want to thank my entire exec board, the past and current. You guys worked so hard on this. Thank you, Cole and Sam, for being here with me. Thank you to every brother in the chapter. I mean, this isn't possible without the work and the effort that you guys put into it, too. It's not just, us up here. It's all you guys, too. It's been a great weekend. Thank you for having us here. Love and respect to all my brothers.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Beta Alpha, Simpson College, the Storm. This is their 10th Premier Bowl. The chapter won Simpson College's FSL Philanthropy Event of the Year for their Freezing for a Reason signature event where they raised $1,700 for local homeless shelters. The chapter averages over 30 hours per member of community service a year. The chapter strengthened its brothers by choosing to go through ATO Destiny program. And they adopted Chapter Builder as part of their ATO dynamic recruitment system, which led to them making friendships throughout the year and giving bids through open recruitment. Congratulations, Beta Alpha.
I can't say I was expecting this, but I'd like to thank our Board of Trustees Chairman, Dallas Downey, Board of Trustees Jacob Becker, Spencer. Thank you for leading us in the right path. All the guys back at Simpson College. This means a lot to us, so thank you.
Since you weren't expecting it, so your chapter mates probably weren't either. So what do you think this is going to do for the chapter this fall?
I don't know. I think this is just going to motivate us a lot more. We already had a lot of bright things that we learned from this Congress that we're going to bring back, and yeah, I'm just excited to get back to college.
Very good. Congratulations. Here we go. Our next True Merit Award winner chapter is Gamma Gamma, Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the Fightin' Engineers. This is their 27th True Merit Bowl. Out-recruited their ATO trend chart goal by bringing in 37 new members. The chapter adopted Rooks Books Publishing as their philanthropy organization. This group was created by a prominent Gamma Gamma alumnus, Thomas Reeves. The organization focuses on telling the stories of triumph and to motivate families and caregivers of all types.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a big, well-deserved thank you to all of our chapter members back at home. The work that they put in, the number of hours should not go unnoticed. Huge thank you to Tommaso Calviello, our historian who wrote our annual report, and then also a huge thank you to our Board of Trustees and alumni base who provide all of the advisory and basically everything that we need. So thank you.
Congratulations. Here we go. University of Oklahoma, Delta Kappa, the Sooners. This is their 12th True Merit Bowl. Their chapter earned their campus bronze level standard of excellence for their achievements in leadership, service, and collaboration. Showing its leadership branches through all classes, ATO brothers were honored by campus awards for both the top 3 seniors and new member of the year. This year they raised nearly $17,000 benefiting Wounded Warriors Norman Regional Health Center and the JED Foundation.
I want to thank our board of trustees, James and John, Luke Witten, helping us Friday. Our president, vice president couldn't be here, but thank y'all, Sam Clay and Spencer Boyd, and everybody at Norman, our whole chapter. So thank y'all.
Congratulations. Four bowls, down to 4 bowls. Here we go. Beta Rho, Marietta College, the Pioneers. This is their 5th True Merit Bowl. Finished ranked 4th overall on Roadshow, continued to recruit all semester, including extended bids during finals week. Increased their chapter builder engagement by contacting and making notes for their potential new members. This helped the chapter as a whole get involved in the recruitment process and led to them hitting or surpassing the recruitment goal for most semesters, raised almost $11,000 through that fight for MS, supporting National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Congratulations, Beta Rho.
I just want to say this is such an honor to accept on behalf of the Beta Rho chapter. The guys watching, I know you guys are watching right now, you guys care a lot about us. And I just want to say this is a testament to everything you do every day. Every day we wake up and we try to be better than we were yesterday. And this is a testament to that. I just want to say a few thank yous to a few people. Firstly, I'd like to thank our chapter advisor, Roger Patterson. If you know Roger, he is one of a kind person. He's dedicated his life to the Beta Rho chapter, and it's hard to find someone like that. So he's a very special person that's helped us a long way, giving us guidance. Spencer Williams, he's been very, very impactful, as you guys can tell from the 80 other chapters shouting him out. He has been very, very helpful to getting us to this point. The ladies at the Office of Community Living, they've stepped up and they've helped us a lot. Making sure that we are going to be the best chapter, even though sometimes we don't know what that looks like. So they work with us every day to make sure we're doing well. All the staff at Marietta College, thank you for your help as well. And our former Greek advisor, Ellen. Ellen, thank you as well. I know you're watching this too, so thank you. Love and respect. Go Pios.
Congratulations. Here we go. Congratulations to Kappa Rho, Samford University, the Bulldogs. This is their 8th True Merit Bowl. Being involved in over 30 different service opportunities, the chapter gave 3,900 hours of service, increased their community engagement by coordinating brothers' parents to come to town and participate in Samford Gives Back, the campus-wide service event, earned the top IFC GPA on campus for most semesters, and raised $20,000 for their signature event, Pause Giving, which helped serve multiple charities in the Birmingham area.
First, I'd like to thank Reeves, my vice president. Thank you for being such a good friend and a great person to work with, helping me through the ups and downs. I'd like to thank the rest of my exec board, who unfortunately can't be here tonight, but hopefully y'all are watching, and if not, I'll thank you later. And lastly, I'd like to thank, well, first of all, Dr. Boydson, Stephen Boydson, for being an incredible Board of Trustees advisor, and most importantly, just the entire chapter. This is very much a group effort. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary. We've grown a lot over the past 10 years. It's been a joy to see and an honor to help lead into its future. So, love and respect.
Oh, question. So, thought we were done with those, not quite. How does a new member coming into your chapter affect them, impact them, change them, even in your own case? How does your chapter improve their college experience?
That's a great question. Our chapter takes mental health very seriously. We really strive to break down the barriers that men typically put up for themselves. So we do these great things called TAW groups. We put our members into groups of 3, 4, 5 guys, and we just make sure they get to know each other across different pledge classes, across different grades, forming new relationships from across different majors, hometowns, interests, you name it. Really just building that brotherhood that really helps a man grow in his college experience.
Great, thank you. Congratulations. Down to 2. Grand Valley State University, Kappa Lambda, the Lakers. This is their 7th True Merit Bowl. They engaged chapter builder in their rush process to recruit 59 total men for the year. Continued to recruit after campus formal recruitment period through building friendships, which led to 7 additional leaders joining the chapter. Raised $31,000 for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention during their signature event, Walks Hard, a 160-mile walk across the state of Michigan. Congratulations, Kappa Lambda.
I'd just like to thank everyone for being here. You guys all took a lot of time out of your guys' day and weekend to make this a really special event for all of us. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys all for being here, and thank you for continuing to honor what we do here. On top of that, I'd love to thank Spencer, our LC. He is by far our #1 fan. That man will go to any depth to make sure we see true happiness. So on top of that, to the boys at home and to my previous and current exec board, I'm not here in this position to take this award without you guys. As those of you that know, the reason why we do a lot of things was for one of our brothers that we had lost along the way. So on behalf of him and all my other brothers, we thank you. So L&R boys, clear the shelves.
Congratulations. Okay, here we are, the last 2024 True Merit Award winning chapter to be announced. I have no idea how many chapters are like, but we won't keep you in suspense any longer. Congratulations to Gamma Mu, Kansas University, the Jayhawks. This is their 10th True Merit Bowl. They recruited 90% of their fall new members through open recruitment, hosted continuing education sessions for all members to increase the value of being in ATL, served 3,200 hours of community service, averaging 39 hours per member, 90% of the active chapters being involved on campus and another top student organization, and over 30 active members participated in the supported Walk Chalk Review, the yearly campus event to benefit KU Dream Maker funds.
It's tough being last, I'll say that, but I want to thank...
We did it for you, just for you, Walker.
Okay. Thanks to Bob McKinney, alumni director, Rob, my VP, all the executive board at home. Thanks to Bobby Granger, our BOT chair. Excited to move back to 1537 Tennessee Street, Rock Chalk.
So, question for you, Walker. So you went to the First Amendment Institute.
Right.
We've talked about this. You lobbied on the Hill. So what did you learn from that experience? How did that help you and the chapter?
Yeah, it's amazing. If you're not taking advantage of that, you should. ATF does a lot for anyone in the chapter to give you everything you can. Lobbying on the Hill is amazing. First Amendment Institute, I just went to the FIRE conference because I got invited to that at First Amendment Institute. It's just insane how many different ways administrations take advantage of fraternities because they don't know their rights. So it's really important to go to that just to learn how to stand up for yourself. And then lobbying on the Hill is crazy because just by being part of a fraternity, you get to go talk to senators and congressmen and talk about how to defend your rights. So super, super thankful for the opportunity.
Great, thank you. Congratulations. Yes.
Before Wynn gets to his final bits here, I wanted to recognize and have all of you recognize the most fantastic CEO in all of the fraternity world who runs this fraternity like I don't know what to describe it. I mean, he calls it a train wreck when when one bowl goes in front of another bowl. That's a train. Come on, this is amazing. You put on this event year after year with the most amazing staff in all of the fraternity world as well. So give Wynn and his staff some recognition.
Thank you. When I have family reunions, they say, Wynn, what's new? You've got the most amazing stories. I'm like, yeah, I do. I thought that'd get a better reaction, but they've learned to appreciate fraternity, even with the amazing stories. So, okay, so Jeff set this up. Thank you. That was very kind and gracious. I am one of the most fortunate, if not the most fortunate, fraternity exec in the industry because we have one of the most tenured directors staff in the fraternity world, and that means so much to our ability to support your chapters with people that have become experts in their particular fields. And so we're going to recognize a handful of people who have been working with the fraternity for no fewer than 10 years. These are anniversary dates. So it's a pleasure to have worked with these folks, and it is one of the things that makes this job absolutely enjoyable. So as I call you up, please come up and help me congratulate Brian Murray, who's our Director of Health and Services. This is his 10th anniversary on staff. Brian, come on up. It's hard to believe, 10 years, more than 10 years. Aaron Bauer, 15 years. He's our Director of Communication, and he helps make all this possible. Oh, there you are. So we talked about the climate survey today at the President's Lunch and the other lunch, and the person that absolutely makes that possible, and a whole lot of other things that makes my life a whole lot easier, celebrating 15 years with the National Fraternity, Chris Smith. And this one is, I don't know, ironic? I don't think that's the right word. So Tom, actually, we had lunch in, it would have been the fall of 1990. Yes, 1990, because I started January of 91. And Tom was the assistant executive director at the time, and Mark Thorsby was the exec of ATO. And I got this strange call. I'd done some work with Leadership, and so I knew Mark. I did not know Tom, and so they're like, hey, can you come out to the Lincolnshire Country Club for lunch? And because at the time I was in news, I get a lot of those kind of calls. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? Well, they offered me a job, and I'm like, oh, well, that's weird. I'm not an ATO. And they're like, we don't care. And so I became the director of community. And for those of you undergraduates who didn't know I was an ATO, I hope that's not too shocking. I am now. I've been an ATO longer than you've been alive, but that's cool. And I've always been very transparent about it. And ATO is very special to me. Anyway, Tom, so I worked with Tom initially as Director of Communication, and then he went on to work corporate with State Farm as an attorney for State Farm and corporate, and then with Wycliffe Bible Translators. And I had the opportunity a few years ago to bring Tom back on staff to ATO's good fortune as our in-house counsel, and also doing absolutely great work as the Chief Development Officer with the foundation. So altogether, between the time in the early 90s when he worked and then the last few years, he's celebrating his 15th anniversary with the National Fraternity. So Tom, come on up. So could I get all the staff members just to stand up, because I want you all to be recognized. They do amazing work, and you rarely see what they do. Thank you all so much. So as the choir gets ready to sing us out with Old Alpha, Kyle Williams, who we honor initiated earlier this week, he's the second most recent new brother in ATO, has been doing a lot of video work, a lot of interviewing, and he put together this final overview video, so roll it. So it looks like I'm having a steak dinner with the exec board guys at Oklahoma State. I heard that that was a prize. Great, I'm looking forward to that. And bringing dinner to Kennesaw for the entire chapter at some point this academic year. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm especially looking forward to everything that everyone, all the chapters are going to be doing this year. I believe that ATO is poised to really continue to make a strong impact on campus. I think recruiting, because you all are adopting things like Chapter Builder and open recruitment, we're going to see a surge. And I just want to encourage every undergraduate leader and every BOT member for this year. What you're doing is truly making an impact. Even if you don't hear guys in your chapter saying it, they are having their lives changed for the better because of your leadership. And if they don't say it, I will say it for them. Thank you. And so comforted, if I could ask you to come up and give us a benediction, followed by the choir leading us in Old Alpha, we will adjourn the 86th Congress. Good night, everybody.
I usually do this extempore, but my head and my heart are spinning, y'all, still. Some of y'all that know me well know I am never at a loss for words, but not tonight. Called the Abrahamic blessing. It's from number 6 in the Bible. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. And the blessing of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit be upon you and remain with you always. Amen. I love and respect all my brothers.
Brothers, if you'd like to stand and join us, Old Alpha.
Old Alpha, how we love you through and through, and tall to you we promise to be true. Omega, all our praises are for you. For Alpha, Tau, Omega, Omega, for dear old gold and blue. Good night.
Chapter award winners, True Merit. Anyone who wants a photo, True Merit winners in particular, will have you listed. Line up on the left. There'll be a slide up on the screen with the order, and we'll knock these out very quickly. Photos for True Merit chapters, TAC award winners, and any other award-winning chapter that wants a photo.
Graham, we're going to begin with you if you want to come up down.
Well, no, I knew that.
All right, Grant Hirschbein, we'll get your photo first. Jeff Miles, if you can hop on stage, we're going to start photos.
photographer's over there. Great, thank you.
All right, if we could get everyone in the Alabama Huntsville chapter on deck. All right, Simpson, if we can get you on deck, as well as all Simpson alum that are in the room. All right, if we can get Ole Miss on deck, everybody, University of Mississippi, as well as alum in the room. Hover here on the stairwell. Congrats. All right, University of Illinois, if y'all can hover here on the stairwell, you'll be next. All of our University of Illinois alum also in the room, the one in the photo. All right, guys, come on stage. All right, our Nebraska chapter, if y'all can hover here at the stairwell, and all of our Nebraska alum in the room. All right, Aubrey, I'll be next. All right, Auburn, if we can get LSU at the bottom of the stairwell, all of the alum in the room, as well as chapter members in attendance. Andre